Ready for some fun? Oh, Rainbow. Hey.
Hey, Lyrics.
You want to have some fun with me?
Yes.
Guess what we're doing today?
What?
Tie-dye.
That's my favorite camp activity.
Mine too. Okay. Now, we have to do a few things before we can get started.
Okay.
Okay, first, we need to get some gloves. Because what we're going to do, we have to soak our bandana. Now, our bandanas came in the boxes that were mailed to us from our Camp at Home friends.
Yes.
So, I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to fold it, and this is what it looks like in case some of you are curious. There's no fun design on it because we're going to make our own, of course. Okay, the first thing after we find our bandana and lay out all of our supplies is make sure we have all of our supplies. So, you ready, Rainbow?
Yes.
Okay,
We have bandana.
check.
Tie-dye fixer.
Tie-dye fixer. Now this is a chemical, so make sure you wear your gloves before you touch it, or if you're kind of nervous about it, have an adult do it. Next, you need to have a bowl. You need to put some water in it. Not too much, you just want enough so that when your bandana's in there, it's submerged or underwater.
And of course we need water.
Yes.
Rubber bands.
We need to have our dye. Now you guys have dye in a little baggie inside your kit.
Mhm.
Now to mix our dye, we need to have about a cup to a half cup of water, not too much. And some of you are gonna have little bottles with caps in it. You can just mix your dye right in that. But some of you are going to have little
Pipettes.
Yep, and we're going to show you how to use this later. But if you have a pipette, you're going to need a little bowl or a cup to mix the dye in. You're going to need a small tray to do your dye over.
Or a bucket or a bowl. Anything that you're not worried about getting dyed in. And finally, you're going to need your Ziploc bag that came in your Camp at Home kit, so that once your bandana is all covered in dye, you've got somewhere safe to keep it while it sets in.
Right. Now, location. You can either do this outside or inside, but make sure you ask an adult before you begin, because you don't want to make a mistake and get dye in your mom's nice kitchen sink. Okay? Okay, so we already have a bandana soaking. Now, when you soak and your bandana is submerged in water, you need to add your fixative. You just want to add enough, and you already have this in your box. It's in a little bag. You just sprinkle it in the water, mix it all up, and dunk your bandana, and you have to let it soak for about an hour. Don't pull it out until it's done, and just wait and be patient. And this gives you plenty of time to mix your dye.
Yeah, if you pull it out before you let it soak, the dye might not stay on the bandana, and then it'll just have a plain white bandana, and that's no fun.
Yeah, no fun at all. Okay, so there's our fixative, our bandana soaking. So me and Rainbow are going to show you a few ways on making some fun tie-dye designs. So we're going to take out our bandana, and we're going to shake it a little bit. We want it all nice and flat for mine. Mine is a swirl design, and I'm going to use a fork for it. You don't have to, but I'm going to do it. Just because it's a little bit of fun. And you're just going to twirl it like spaghetti. And you're just going to go and use your hands, and you want it to be nice and tight. Now, personally, Rainbow, I think it looks like a cinnamon roll.
It does.
Nice and round. And once this is made, you're going to take your rubber bands, and you're just going to tie them nice and tight on your lovely design. Now, make sure it's nice and tight, because you want to make sure that the liquid of the dye does not go underneath the bandana. Now, you may have an adult help you with the rubber bands. You don't have to, but it's always nice to have a pair of extra hands.
Yeah, if you get it really, really tight, you'll have some spots on your bandana that are nice, bright white. But if you have it too loose, it's all just going to turn into the same solid color.
Exactly. So this is what your cinnamon swirl tie-dye design will look like when it's ready to go in. Okay, Rainbow, are you ready to make one?
Yeah.
Here, just let me take all these rubber bands off, and Rainbow's going to make something fun with you guys.
And when you're doing this, it's already going to be soaked, so it'll be a little bit less loosey-goosey like this. But the design I'm going to show you is if you just take little pinches of your bandana, and then you take some rubber bands, and you wrap it really, really tight around there. You're going to create little pockets that you can dye, and then the spots where the rubber bands are wrapped, it's going to stay bright white. So you can go around and make little pockets all around your bandana, and it'll give it like a polka dot kind of pattern with like little bullseyes. of color. And you can keep doing that all around, as many little dots as you would like. Or, one last version is if you take your bandana and you pick a direction that you want to fold it in, whether that's forwards or diagonal, you can fold it back and forth, kind of like if you're making a paper fan. So you fold it one way, and then you'll fold it the other way, back and forth, until it's a nice straight line with some different layers in it. You can do something like that and then tie rubber bands around it in sections, and then you could dye it so it'll have stripes. So you'll have color and white, or however else you would like to do it. Tie-dye is totally up to you, so you can make any design that you think would be fun.
And it'll turn out any way you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, now that we have a few different styles of tie-dyeing designs, we're going to go back to our original one, our cinnamon swirl, and we are going to use our wet bandana, and we're going to add some color to it. So I'm just going to set this one aside because we can make another one later.
Yeah.
There we go.
So this one's already been soaking for about an hour, so it's ready to go.
Okay, so when you pull it out of the fixed water chemical solution, make sure you are wearing gloves because, as I said, it is a chemical solution, and we don't want that touching our skin. Just want to wring it out, get as much water out as possible. Just do your best. It doesn't have to be completely dry, just dry enough.
Yeah, the water will help the dye absorb into the fabric.
Here we go. We're going to lay it all flat out like we did. Here we go. I'm going to take our handy dandy fork, place it right in the middle, or if you don't want it in the middle, you can put it anywhere you want.
Yes.
I think I'm going to do it in the corner.
That could be pretty.
I think it's going to look pretty good.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
Just like spaghetti.
Look at that. Look how nice that looks.
Beautiful.
Looks like a little rose.
It's gonna be perfect.
It's going to be perfect. It's tie-dye. You can't mess up tie-dye, Rainbow.
Yeah.
No matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. A few more of these because I want my design to look fantastic. There we go. And I think I'm going to put one final rubber band. There. Make sure they're really close together because I want to have a nice design. There we go. It's going to look like this. Okay.
I'm gonna mix a little bit of dye.
Okay, I'm gonna get all set up in our dye bin. Now, if you are doing this inside, I recommend having a little dish or bowl that you're not gonna be missing if it gets ruined by tie-dye. I'm just gonna set it in there. There we go.
And remember, you don't need that much water. If you have the little jars, just fill that up. If you have the pipettes, you're gonna do like half a cup. Not too much. You don't want to thin out your dye a whole lot.
Ready for color, Rainbow?
Mm-hmm. Make sure you stir it up with the pipette because it might not be fully dissolved.
Okay, do that. Stir up very, very well. I'm gonna use my fork because we want to make sure that the dye is fully dissolved.
It's a really pretty color.
Nice pink. Just a little bit more of my pipette, make sure I didn't miss any. So I want my colors to turn out nice and bright.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, now, we don't have a little bottle, we're gonna use the pipette today, and I think that'll be just a-okay. So as much of it as the pipette will handle, and we're just gonna drip it onto our tie-dye design. It's pretty. It's kind of like a rose.
Make sure you get enough that you cover the surface. It doesn't need to be completely covered, but if you don't put enough on, you might have a pretty blank looking bandana because remember, the parts where it's folded and rubber band is really tight, it's gonna stay white. So make sure there's enough dye that it's covering most of the outside. That way you have lots of color and also lots of white.
Like we said, you can't mess tie-dye up.
Yeah, it always looks good.
No matter what you do, it always gets nice. Just make sure you put plenty of dye on so it absorbs all the way through.
Especially if you have it really tight like Lyrics does, you're gonna need a lot of dye to get deep down into the crevices. So don't be shy with the dye.
Nope. There we go. Just put a little bit more. I want my design to be nice and rosy colored. Now, be careful with your pipette. Don't press it against your design because it will splatter all over your person and all over wherever you're working. There we go. Just a little bit more.
Yeah, if you have a space where you can do it outside, that's probably gonna be the easiest, but like you said, if your parents are okay with you doing it inside, that works too.
I think that's pretty well.
Yeah.
Well done. Okay, Rainbow, you ready for it?
Yep.
Okay.
So once your design is finished, you're gonna wanna seal it up in a plastic bag, and you're gonna want it to set for at least 24 hours before you wash it out. And when you start washing it out, the first thing you're gonna do is run it under cold water until the water stops running colored. So when you first start rinsing this, you're gonna have pink water coming off of it. You're gonna keep running it under cold water until the water is clear or almost clear.
And when it comes time to wash it, you wash it in cold water, and I recommend washing it by itself because you don't want to accidentally turn your clothes pink or blue or whatever color you have in your box this week.
Yeah, definitely don't wash it with white things until it's already been washed a few times. And that's how you make tie-dye. We're so excited to see how yours turn out.
Thanks for joining us.
Make sure you show us what you've done at the end of the week. If you have time to wash it before Thursday, we would love to see it on Thursday.
And if you have time, you can wear it on Wednesdays because on Wednesdays, Camp Ledgewood,
We wear tie-dye. Bye, guys.